Yes. Welcome, Chris Evans Radio. We are back with little Dave, but with special guest Chris Schaub. Extreme diet phase, sucked in, and we still got more Skeletor to go.
Another week, a little over a week.
I know. Yeah. So he's doing Masters USAs for anybody that follows my Instagram. We got second there last year, and we are looking to rectify that. You know, as I said to you, man, many times, like, I don't predict the future, but I can tell you one thing: you are going to be fucking better. You're bigger. You brought up your back. You brought up your hamstrings, and we're already leaner than you were on show day, and you have 11 days to go. So I'm fucking
good spot to be in right there.
Yeah. I mean, and I think like when I pull back on all the cardio you're doing and give you some food, your body's going to come to life. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, you're still full as fuck. Dave, you should have seen his photos last night. Like, and I'm talking eating dick, like 20 grams of oatmeal pre-lift,
Yeah.
one scoop of recovery, and that's it. And he looked like I'd loaded him with fucking 20 IUs of insulin and 1,000 grams of carbs.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah, we're in a good spot. So I'm pretty stoked for that. But anyways, guys, let's get to the point and to the topic of what we're going to discuss today. So I have Chris on here, and I'll give you a little bit of backstory. He travels for work, what, 50 weeks out of the year? 48?
Every single week is I travel.
Correct. And that's it's all over the country, Canada and Mexico, right?
Yep.
And little Dave and I are the masters of traveling and staying on plan. So what I thought I would do here is we were going to go through like a round table of like things that we do to stay successful, stay on plan, no matter if you're in prep, off season, doesn't matter. Because I think so many people, they just throw their hands in the air up and they're like, oh, I'm traveling this weekend, or I'm on vacation with my family, or work sending me across the country. Fuck it, I'm going to eat whatever they have, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I think the biggest problem with that is you lose that week, but also the next week getting back in the groove.
Yep.
So you're down 2 weeks. And if you're looking at, let's say you have 20 weeks on a blast, or you have 12 weeks of a contest prep, you don't have 2 weeks to lose. You just simply don't. So Chris, since you're the guest, I'm going to get you to start off here with, in terms of when you get your travel assignment for work, and like get your flight itinerary and things like that, what's some of the first things you do to set yourself up to be successful?
So my routine, this is my routine. Every time when I come home on Friday, Costco is right next to the airport. So I go straight to Costco. I get, for like now, we're just eating chicken and fish. So I pick up my chicken and fish there. I pick up a bunch of it. And I come home, and then I usually stop by Publix on the way home, or either I'll stop there later on in the evening and pick up whatever else I need, like turkey, and then whatever seasonings if I need any, or small stuff like that. And then usually I wait till late Saturday or Sunday, depending what day I fly out, and I'll just start cooking my food. So I don't really measure. I don't really have a like a measurement I measure, but I know how much I need for the week. I've done it for so long. It's just like, I mean, I could throw it on my scale and be like, okay, I'm eating fish 3 times a day, 8 ounces. Okay. So, I mean, I could do it that way, but I know how much to bring with me. I always have just enough left over. So I'll just start on that Saturday night or Sunday morning, or midday Sunday, and just start cooking away. I'll start cooking my fish, then my chicken, and then my turkey, or whatever I'm doing, and then just let it cool down. And then I'll take in what I'm doing for the rest of whatever my meals are for the rest of the day, or for my travel day. So usually I'll pack like 4 meals with me in my bag, and I'll put those in the refrigerator, set them aside. That way I can just throw them in my laptop bag when I get ready to go to the airport. And that's usually what I do. And I put the rest in the freezer and just let it freeze overnight, and I just put it. I carry my gym bag, so with all my traveling, I get to check 3 bags. So I bring my toolbox, my luggage, and then I bring my gym bag, and I just put all my frozen food in there. And that way, by the time I get to my whatever hotel I'm at, it's already pretty much de-thawed, and I just put it in the refrigerator and good to go.
Perfect. So what you just saw him set up there, was all of his meats. And then I'm sure if anything was to say spoil or go bad, you already have a game plan. Like, here's the grocery stores. This is where I'm going. If I need to pick up, say, something crazy like pickles or hot sauce, like water, you get that like as soon as you get landed, right?
Yeah, usually. So once I land, I usually try to make a stop at a Walmart or whatever they have. Usually Walmart's everywhere, so I just go there. So I'll pick up my pickles, and then if I'm using fruit, I'll pick up my fruit then, because your fruit's gonna go bad traveling with that. It's just no sense in carrying it. And when I am on carbs, I'll pre-cook my rice too.
Right.
I forgot to add that because I'm not on carbs right now. So, but I'll just cook, like, I usually do 5 cups of jasmine rice in my cooker. And then that's usually enough to get me through the week.
Right. And then, like, because I know your meal plan, like, you take a couple bags of rice and grinds and you're covered, you know.
Yeah, not now. So I miss them.
The cream of rice is awesome for traveling.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's amazingly easy. As long as, like, other than if you're in the airport, you're gonna have, you're not gonna be able to cook it.
Right.
Yeah, so I got a little trick for that.
There. But once you get to wherever you're going, cream of rice is done. Because all you need is either hot water or a microwave.
Yep. So I've actually got a little trick that I do for my cream of rice. I pre-cook it. But some airports you got to be careful. TSA, some of them will throw it away because it's not a thick enough consistency. But what I do is, when Chris has me on cream of rice and or rice and grinds and rice, I mix in my rice with it, and I never have any issues. Plus, I like to down it real quick so I can knock out 2 carb sources at one time.
Yep, it works really well.
Oh yeah.
So Dave, he just discussed some food stuff. In terms of, and I know how you and I are obsessive, it's like crazy. Like, when we are traveling to a location, how do you find a gym?
Oh, I know what gym I'm going to before I get there.
Exactly right.
I've Googled it at least 5 times. I may have even called someone.
Right.
You know, like when we went to Pittsburgh for that was like 4 weeks out. I was like, cool, we have these 4 options for gyms.
Right.
They're all open these times. You know, if you're gonna, you're gonna go there. It's not like you just show up in a different state. You know.
Yep.
Bodybuilding is just a game of being prepared.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that we'd already discussed with these first 2 topics, right? Like, find a gym. And then, like, I think too, if you have cardio in your plan, if you're staying at a hotel, that's relatively easy. Or if you're in a warm place, you just go outside and walk, right? But if not, you have to find a gym that opens, like for you, Chris, like, you have to find one that's open before work.
I use the hotel gym.
Right. Yeah.
I go in I get up at 4. I hit the gym about 4:15, 4:30. Some of them, if they don't have the 24-hour access, all you got to do is go to the front desk, say, hey, I need to use the cardio room, and they'll come unlock it for you. I mean, I've never had anybody, no, it opens up at 6, you can't go. Right. And if I did, I would just go outside and walk. I'm not going to just let it defeat me. Right. But I've never had anybody do that to me.
Right. So you travel, right? And I know, listen, you're at cool gyms all over the place. Is there is it just word of mouth for you? You've traveled so much, you know all the hot spots. Like, how do you find gyms when you travel to a new place?
So I got a couple of different ways of doing it. Mostly, I try not to stress. I try to keep my stress down as little as possible, because you can stress yourself out trying to find a gym before you get to where you're going. Because you can do your Google search and all that, but you're not going to get all your really good gyms until you get in the location and you can use your location on your Google search. So what I do is I do the Google search. Once I get to the hotel, I'm like, gyms near me. And then I start looking at them, and I can tell you, I mean, anybody that goes to the gym any amount of time, you can look at them and tell, okay, that's going to be a good gym. Or sometimes I have friends like our friend Chris.
Right.
He has friends all over the country too, because he used to travel. And like, I was in Kenosha, Wisconsin a couple of months ago, and he's got a buddy that owns a gym there. It's actually a Snap Fitness, but it's a badass Snap Fitness. He's made it like his own.
Right.
And I went there. The guy was like, hey, you're friends with Chris, you're good to go. Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, the more you do that, like, the more people know you and just, like, really start to take care of you and embrace you as part of their community. Because, listen, when you show up there, especially to a bodybuilding gym, and you look like a fucking freak, they want you to come train there. You know, like, I'm sure when you go out to Brandon Beckrich's gym,
oh man,
you with open arms, you know.
So I got to tell you a story when I first found his gym. So I go there and I'm on this huge job at for work, and I was there for months.
Wow.
So I hit the search and I said I found our Iron Rails training facility. I was like, well, go check this out. Looks pretty cool. I walk in. Normally, I don't see big guys when I go to gyms. It's very rare. I walk in, I see Brandon, and I see like 3 or 4 other big guys. I was like, holy shit, I found the gym. They were like, yeah, you're welcome here. So Brandon and I became buddies from that time. And then Brandon takes care of me all the time. He's a great dude.
Yeah. I mean, when we were in Pittsburgh, Dave, the owner of that gym came up to us and was like offering us protein ice creams and shit. Like,
right.
Oh, nice.
He's like, are you guys dieting right now? And we're like, yeah.
they want people to come in and use that equipment the right way. Like, and because listen, they know we're going to take photos in there, and we took lots of fucking photos in there.
Which gym did you go to there?
Fit and Flex, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a popular one when you do North Americans. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dave. So what I want to get you to talk about is our Trader Joe runs, and then why we choose there, outside of the bananas, which is bullshit.
Yeah, they do not know what a ripe banana looks like. They're like garbage.
Yeah. Like,
oh, this
green,
one's turning yellow.
perfect.
Throw 'em away.
If they're green, we're selling those fuckers.
Well, does not matter which one you go to. They're just like, nope. But Trader Joe's, pick that because they have, well, to be fast, right? They have ready cooked chicken, which is just chicken.
Yep.
Nice.
All it is chicken breast. It's been cooked. It's in a 1-pound package, right? 3 of those will last you. If you're eating 8 ounces a meal, 3 of those, that's 6 meals. You know, super basic.
Yep.
And that causes that there's no cook time there. It's already done. You can eat it straight out of the package.
Yep.
And then they have all your fruits, any carb sources you need.
Yep.
Their almond butter is god tier.
Oh yeah, agreed.
And that's just if you go anywhere, if they have a Trader Joe's, you just hit that place because it covers all of your bases.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I love that that turkey breast they have. They have all the red meat you can dream of in fish, right? Those frozen vegetables are straight amazing. Those flame roasted peppers and onions, and then I get a bag of those green beans that are delicious. The only thing they don't have there, well, they have it, but it's expensive as shit, is bottled water, or it's not really even a gallon. It's just a fancy jug of water. But I mean, think about that. Like when we were there last time, I think we bought every bit of like pre-made chicken they had. I got a ton of turkey, a couple fillets, fruit, almond butter. You got some sourdough bread, and that
Eggs.
raspberry jam, eggs, egg whites. Like it literally is almost everything that we needed.
Yeah.
And we had to go to Kroger for a few additional things like Rice Krispie treats, but that's it.
Throw those in your bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you might as well. We could have brought those with us, but
yeah. So I mean, if you think about that, and listen, I mean, our grocery bill there wasn't outrageous. Mine was like $157. Yours was like $124, I think.
yeah, and that was for 3 full days.
Right. Oh
plus,
yeah.
So plus the ride home.
Yes.
So you guys didn't bring your food. You didn't bring your food. You just bought it when you got there.
So we brought our food for the flights that day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I brought meals 1 through 6 with me.
Correct.
On the flight.
Yep.
So we got there. I got there after meal 3, so I still had 3 meals with me.
Yeah.
So like, if it was the end of the world, nothing was open, I'm good until the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. But and then from there we just went to the store, bought everything, came back home and chilled.
Yep.
That's actually pretty cool. Because I mean, I've been doing this a long time. You guys actually kind of taught me something. So sometimes I go on 2-week trips. Obviously, you can't cook 2 weeks worth of fish, chicken, or steak or whatever. It's going to go bad. It usually is good for about 7 days. Yeah. So I always run out. What I usually do is I go to Walmart. So I'm in the food packaging industry, so I know food pretty good. So we pack food for a company called John Souls, and they do fajita mixed chicken and then fajita steak, and it's real low fat, and it's I mean, it's got sodium in it obviously, but we don't care about that. So that's what I usually do is I'll just go to Walmart because Walmart carries one of the companies that carries them. So that's what I get. But I'm going to start looking for Trader Joe's if I have to do trips. I've never thought about that. That's why I always say you can always learn something new from somebody. I mean, I'm the expert with traveling, and you guys just taught me that.
But listen,
Yeah,
that's what I
those
said to you.
bags, those fajita bags are good though.
Okay.
I've had those.
They are
Those
good,
are-
aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I told you, Chris. I was like, we need to find a Trader Joe's the moment we get to Anaheim.
I remember you saying it because remember I called you bougie. I was like, yeah, we'll go to your bougie store.
Listen, we're John guys, right? Like we have to go there. Like it's just a rule. Like you go to Trader Joe's, that's what you do.
I'll tell y'all a little secret. I've only been to Trader Joe's once.
Oh, we're gonna
I've
change
never.
that.
It's never been a. I mean, I don't even. I think we have one here, but it's kind of about 30 or 40 minutes from it.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this next. Chris, what do you do with like over-the-counter supplements? So your recovery, your health supplements, like from True Metabolics, like what do you do with all that? Because I think that's another thing people get misconstrued. Like, oh, I gotta find a vitamin shop and rebuy all my supplements. So show me what you do.
So I get the vitamin. Remember those 6-pack bags?
Yep.
I mean, they're not very popular anymore. You got Wolf that kind of replaced that.
Yeah.
But they came out with these vitamin things. So this is my AM. This is my PM. It's a little bigger. That's how I keep them separated.
Right.
I do all my oral supplements in there. My recovery, I spread them out in bags. So I'll do a bag if I'm there for 5 days and I only train in 4 days. I'll make 4 bags of recovery. Then I'll do my pre-workout 4 bags. I'll do my collagen and my greens, and I'll do 4 bags for that. 4 bags for that.
Yep.
So it's pretty because you don't want to carry all that supplements with you. Because I've done it before. I've carried them, and TSA is notorious about opening up your supplements and not closing them. I remember one time I came to the gym out there with you, Chris. The first time I trained with you, they did that to one of my supplements. I had powder all over my clothes. Yeah, TSA is notorious for that. And I always carry my aminos in my bag with me because I like to drink aminos during the day. Like I used to do a full scoop, and years ago you told me nope, only do a half a scoop and limit it. And right now I'm on none. So
Gonna get that onion skin, man.
Yep. But in off season, that's what I do is I keep my aminos with me, and they're in my bag. I always have them with me.
Yeah. All right, so I will say this is really hilarious. So when we went to Pittsburgh, Dave, you just threw all your supplements in your fucking bag. And I had all mine divvied up individual. And then when we went to Ohio, it was the exact opposite. And all my shit just thrown in the bag, and you were like, your category was all measured out and perfect. It was really pretty fucking funny.
Well, it was funny. Well, my mindset for Pittsburgh, right, was like, I didn't know if you were going to change anything supplement wise.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll just bring all of it. Like, I'll bring the entire bottle of recovery.
Right.
Because if he wants me to take an extra scoop, I'm going to have it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, versus like, that was just the only thing there. And then when we went for Swiss, it was like just as minimal, as basic as possible. Because in reality, like nothing changes on your meal plan right then. You know, nothing's going to change.
Right.
So you know what you're going to have. It's just a matter of having it. So just bring the minimum.
Yeah. So,
Except mine might change during the week.
Yeah, you're right there. Yours might change.
Right. Okay. So
that's why I got to kind of bring extra.
Right. That's where I was going to go next. Right. So when Dave, when you and I are in Pittsburgh, essentially what we did was we had a fuckload of rice, tons of rice and grinds, all the meat you could dream of, almond butter, almonds, coconut oil, olive oil. We had every major macronutrient source covered, right? Where, you know, let's say, for example, like I may put potatoes in your plan if you were at home, like a home base, right?
Yeah.
When we're there, we're going to go with what we have on hand. So in that moment, we had tons of rice and grinds, tons of bogs, and we had sourdough bread and fruit.
Yeah.
So I built your meal plan around those food sources.
Exactly.
Once you ran out of fish, I was like, okay, we're going to eat fucking chicken and egg whites. It's not a big deal. If you needed red meat, you brought those steaks with you. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what people like get really misconstrued is like, oh God, Chris wants me to eat almond butter. Well, you have a bag of almonds, bro. Like, it's no different. Like, I mean, Chris is an example, right? Like, your fat source is like, even though I would love for you to eat olive oil on a daily basis, like you hate traveling with that shit. You prefer almond butter and almonds, so that's what we do: steak or salmon.
Yeah, or the coconut.
Right.
Just that olive oil, it's messy. When you're flying with it, that pressure, it opens them up all the time. And my body doesn't respond very good to olive oil anyways. I tend to put a nasty layer of fat on me, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, so I think that's the biggest thing is when you travel, like the technical food source to me isn't essential. Like,
No.
even though if I'm at home, I want cod, I want chicken, I want turkey, I want egg whites. When I went to Swiss with you, Dave, I had turkey, egg whites, and chicken, and that's it in terms of lean protein. I think I brought that one tub of fish, but I was going through that the first day.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wasn't going to stress about cooking cod and shit in the room. Like, chicken and turkey is going to work just as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a huge takeaway for people who are on a meal plan from someone like me who like writes in specific, like at 11 o'clock, I want turkey, olive oil, and green beans. Don't freak out if you have to eat asparagus, coconut oil, and chicken breast.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%.
It doesn't matter. Like, and if you have to eat all cream of rice or rice cakes or potatoes, it's not a big deal. Or I think like what we were talking about when we were in Pittsburgh, Dave, was like, if you run out of rice, just call a Chinese place and say, I want steamed white rice.
I've done that. It's easy. Yep.
Yeah.
Or the
You
Uncle
can
Ben's
get
if
it-
you're not.
You can get it from anywhere. It's just one of those things. Like, as long as you think ahead and you know what you're gonna like, you're gonna have your meals, right? And like just like when we went to Swiss, right? They had that meal at the venue. They had like the Swiss special, which was what, $25 for chicken and rice.
Yep.
And they're not gonna get there's no way in hell they're gonna put 8 ounces of chicken in there.
No.
So it's like it blows my mind how people just want to just like, oh, I'm gonna travel and I'm just gonna wing the shit out of it. It's
Right.
like just bring what you normally do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The easiest concept.
We haven't even discussed like whey protein. Like, and that's the easiest thing, right? Whey, if you have a tub of whey, 2 sleeves of rice cakes and almond butter, or just straight nuts, there you go. There's 2 meals of your 6.
Yeah.
Easy as can be, right? And then I think the next trap that I want to kind of talk through here is that I think people will say, okay, cool, Chris, like I'm willing to take the whey and the rice cakes and the almonds. Okay, great. But I'm going to eat fucking Chipotle and Longhorn and Outback at my main meals. Well, if you guys know, Dave and I's disdain for Chipotle and literally not being bodybuilding food. Like that, it doesn't count. I'm sorry. And I know, and here's what I think gets under my skin. Well, Chris, it's better than McDonald's. You're 1,000% right. It is, but it's not better than chicken and rice that you made at home.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's just not. And anyone who believes that it is, Chipotle's a fucking free meal. Go look at the macronutrients on that shit. If you got legitimately what you would need. So if any of the 3 of us went there, this is what I would order for us: triple meat, double rice, and then whatever vegetables you wanted on it. And at the end of the day, if you look at that fat content for what I just described, I guarantee you it's above 50 grams of fat. Right?
Easily.
Ridiculous.
Because that chicken isn't all chicken breast.
No.
That steak is not flank, filet, top sirloin. And that rice is covered in oil. And I didn't even add guacamole or cheese or beans or any of that stupid shit that everyone else puts on those bowls. And they're like, oh, this is bodybuilding food. No, fuck you. Like, literally, it's got the macronutrients of Five Guys.
Healthy food, bro.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like no wonder you don't get lean during prep.
So no shit. I had a training partner who he would eat Chipotle post lift every session, and he was just packing on body fat. Now the scale weight was going north, and he was like, "Man, I'm growing." And I'm like, "No, you're getting fat, bro." Like, and it's that I was like, just go look up the nutrients that you're getting, because he would do the burrito with double meat, double rice, cheese, and avocado.
Oh my God.
And that's post lift. I'm like, also, you want that to digest the next day? Awesome.
Like, oh, I'm not hungry for the rest of my meals, coach.
Right. So, again, there are options that we could do if you wanted to eat out, right? Like we could go to Outback and get a steak with no butter, no oil, and a plain potato, and that would be what I would consider a good option.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we just laid out a bulletproof plan for staying on plan. And then we haven't even mentioned the fact that we could order mega fit meals or Trifecta or any of those food prep companies and have those waiting on you at your Airbnb, your hotel, the house you're staying at.
Yeah, man. Actually, I had the shit when I went to last year's, not this current Olympic, but the year before. I shipped 20 pounds of chicken from the chicken pound to the hotel. And me, Zach, and Eddie all ate out of that.
Right.
And I came home with 3 pounds still.
Oh, shit.
So like all three of us, that covered all three of us for 4 days.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So think about that.
That was legitimately like, it was like $90.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if we bought that at like, if I went to Outback Steakhouse and I was like, can I get 16 chicken breasts cooked no oil? That would probably run me 150.
Oh yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, so think about this. You place that chicken order, you go to Walmart, buy a rice cooker and a 20-pound bag of white rice and a bottle of olive oil. I have 6 meals.
Yep.
Every day. And then you know what? You can even go get you 3 or 4 different sauces or seasonings. Game over. It's done. Salt, pepper, and you're done.
Yeah.
Now, I know that people are like, oh, I don't want to eat chicken and rice and olive oil 6 times. But that, to me, if you care about what you're chasing, whether that be a pro card, not being fat, seeing your dick again, I don't know, fill in the blank, like it's worth it, or it will be worth it. And it's worth finding a way, like, to get to that end result or end means. Like, you know, let's say some weird catastrophe happens and all of our food gets taken away going to California. You're going to stay on plan. I don't care where I have to go, get in a fucking rent a car and go get it. I'm going to figure it out.
Oh, we got a rental car.
Yeah, right.
Actually, fun story, but when I went to Costa Rica a couple of years back, I had my food for the day in my backpack.
Okay.
And a sleeve of rice cakes, right? And we went to a national park, and they searched our stuff, and they're like, "Oh, so you can't bring food with you, so you have to throw it away."
Okay.
So all my meals were in Ziploc bags.
Okay.
So I took the thing of rice cakes and I dumped the rice cakes out, but I kept the bag open. And then I threw my food in the bag and then put that back when they didn't see it. So I had my 3 meals of just chicken.
Right.
So I had just chicken with me because I was going to eat the rice cakes separately.
Yeah.
So I lost my fat sources and I lost my carbs, but I managed to sneak the chicken back in my bag. And I legitimately went to the restaurant what was inside the national park, and I was like, "You guys make rice?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Nope."
Store. Heck yeah. And you probably it was like fresh rice and you just put your meat on it, right?
Yeah.
Easy. Like, it's really not that challenging. I mean, I think something too is like people get so hung up on of, man, how do you eat cold food? With a fucking fork or a spoon. That's how you do it. Like, open the bag and shove it in your mouth. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just a matter of willpower and desire, right? Like, would we prefer a freshly made in a skillet meal? Yes, we would. I think all 3 of us would agree with that. A hot steak off the grill is going to be better than cold out of a cooler.
Yeah.
But it's just it's one meal. It's like, it's just suck it the fuck down.
You're not going to die.
No.
Actually, I got this little, I got it for Christmas a couple years back, and it's been like the best thing on the planet. But it's a little insulated bag where you can put like a singular meal in, and it has a hot plate on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't melt plastic. It doesn't get that hot.
Okay.
But it takes like an hour to heat up a meal, and it heats the meal up to like 120 degrees, which is pretty hot, but
yeah. Oh yeah.
But it takes like 30 to 45 minutes and almost an hour,
right,
to heat it up, and it has to just be plugged into an outlet.
Oh shit.
But the thing is, it's like, if you're going to be in an airport, it's comically like, I'm going to be sitting on my ass for at least 3 hours on the plane.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I get to the plane, you know, I get to the gate. I throw 2 meals in, I squeeze 2 meals in that bag thing, plug it in while I'm at the gate.
Yep.
And then simply put, I take one out, eat that then. And then when I get on the plane, plug it in and I leave it under my seat.
Yep.
And then when meal 3 arrives, when that meal's right, that meal is hot as hell.
Right.
Because it's in that little thing. But it's all a matter of just knowing when. I know when I'm going to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, it takes an hour to heat this shit up. But it takes like 30 to 45 minutes and almost an hour, to heat the shit up. And then when meal 3 arrives, when that meal's right, that meal is hot as hell. Because it's in that little thing. But it's all a matter of just knowing when. I know when I'm going to eat. Like, yeah, it takes an hour to heat this shit up. But if you're in an airport, you're gonna be sitting next to an outlet anyways.
Okay.
The entire fucking time there's an outlet. You know, you're either at the gate with those seated chairs that have an outlet on them, or the plane has an outlet.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like,
agreed.
It's just planning ahead.
All right, Chris, any final tips that you have for traveling and staying on plan?
Yeah, I got a few. So
yeah, go bring them. Let's hear them.
So when I'm not in prep, so when I'm in prep, I'm anal as fuck. Like, I don't want to get off my plan. I'll do whatever I have to. So one thing I do when I'm on a 2-week trip, obviously my fish isn't going to last that long. I got this little trick I'll share with you guys.
Yeah.
So I'll go to Walmart and I'll get me a like a George Foreman grill, or now that they have the cheap air fryers, you can buy air fryer $80. Well, the George Foreman is probably the easiest, so I can cook my chicken on it, my fish in my hotel room. Just get my spices there. So what I do is I cook my food for that week, and then before I leave, I clean up the George Foreman and I bring it back to Walmart. I'm like, hey, this thing don't work. I'm not carrying that thing home.
I was like, how many George Foreman grills do you have?
None. I'll clean it up and I always bring it back.
I was like, shit, you sell that on Facebook Marketplace? That's genius. That's great. All right,
I mean, you do what you got to do. I mean,
right.
Like when I'm in prep, obviously I'm not going to eat John Soul's chicken. I mean, because it's not what my body's used to. I'm more at that point. I want my foods all the same. My food sources all the same. I want to know where I want to know where my food comes from. But in off season, I mean, like you guys said, like if I run out of chicken or something, I'll go to like a steakhouse or like Outback Steakhouse. Say, hey, cook my chicken. I don't want anything on it. Grilled and only seasoning, no oil, nothing. And I never have any issues with that. I mean, and then I'll get rice, like the Uncle Ben's rice. I'll just get that. And often I won't do it during prep because it does have some oil in it and it's got a little bit more fat than what I'm used to eating. Because my rice, my jasmine rice had 0 fat. I mean, I don't cook with oil or anything. So yeah, my body's definitely not used to that. And it's not on my plan.
Right. Yeah. Dave, how about you? One travel tip or two, you give them to us.
Ziploc bags.
Yes.
Use them. Yeah. You can put all your meals in a Ziploc bag and it's this much room.
Yep.
You know, just 6 different Ziploc bags. It's going to take this much space. You can fit that anywhere. And then other than that, if you can, get that portable meal heater. Yeah. If you don't want to eat cold rice. Right. And then simply put, just bring what you know what you're going to be eating. So just plan ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you guys couldn't have said it any better. That's the way we ended, right? Is the key with anything in life, business, relationships, bodybuilding, is plan, preparation, and execution, right? Those 3 things. We do that consistently and good shit happens. And then the last thing, to me at least, is just a matter of want to. Like, you choose what goes in your mouth. You choose to bring foods that you can have been eating the whole time and progressing off of. And just because you go on a vacation or whatever, like, it doesn't matter. So I'll finish here. We went to Disney over the summer. Guess what? My wife booked us a place that had a full kitchen. When we got there, the fridge was fully stocked with all the food that I'm eating. Organic chicken, grass-fed beef, the fanciest olive oil I've ever eaten. Well, maybe not the fanciest that you just sent me that one yesterday. That shit looked ridiculous. It's like $170. But she knew that in order to keep me happy at Disney, I'm going to have a place that has a full kitchen and all my food's going to be there waiting on me in the fridge. So when we touch down, get to the resort, I'm literally in the kitchen making my next meal. It's as simple as that. And when we were in Swiss, I found us an Airbnb that was fully stocked, fully loaded. No different than when you picked our Airbnb in Pittsburgh. It was 100% conducive to 2 bodybuilders living in there and being successful. It's as easy as that. We weren't sharing microwaves with 187 competitors. We had our own place. You might have to pay a little bit more money than a host hotel, but the Airbnb, to me, especially speaking to competitors, an Airbnb is worth an extra $100 a night. Would you guys agree?
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
I've never used one. I always, because I get all the points. I mean, I just get hotels for free. I mean,
You know, and the best part about Airbnbs is in reality, they're not even that much more expensive than a hotel.
yeah.
Agreed.
And you get the entire kitchen.
Now, I will say this, like, Chris, you booked us a hotel that, or was that a Homewood Suites?
Homewood.
It has a whole kitchen in it. So
Yeah.
same premise.
Yeah, it's easy. They got the stovetop cookers you can go get from the desk if you need one. And then they got the pots and pans right there. You can boil your rice if you have to. I've done that. Just don't forget it's on the stove because it will burn. I will always do that. I fall asleep for some reason when I'm cooking it. But I mean,
it's got a full fridge, like
that's full fridge, big one to fit all our food in there.
If it doesn't, like, if you have to stay like in a hotel that doesn't even have a mini fridge, just go buy your ass a cooler and fill it up with hotel ice.
Fun story. If you're diabetic, they're required to give you a mini fridge.
Oh, great! That's a great tip.
Yeah, just tell them you're diabetic.
Yep, I'm diabetic. I need
we
a
just
fridge.
Gotta literally, we just say, listen, here's the Humalog pen. I'm a diabetic. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. There's a will, there's a way there.
Oh yeah.
You are diabetic. Oh yeah, watch me shoot 10 units of insulin right now. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for recording this. We hope everyone learned some things on how to travel, be successful. At the end of the day, like, just stay on the fucking plan, right? That's
not that hard.
It's that simple. Until next time, Chris Edmonds, Lil Dave, and Chris Schaub, we are done.